So we. Hey.
What was your argument? No, I wasn't here.
I don't have an argument.
No, what were you saying though? I want to know what you were saying.
I don't care.
What was she saying? I don't know. Why was she? What
She
was
was talking
it?
about Obama and
Oh, she was talking about
Black people.
black people.
What were you saying?
It doesn't.
I just want to know.
I don't even remember what I was saying. How I feel about black people.
question.
She was saying black people hate on black people.
How I feel
trying to
about
come
black
up
people is
successful.
totally different about how everybody else feels about black people.
So
If I really
voice
say
up.
how I feel about black people, people would think that I hate black people.
No, they won't.
Just say it.
Not
though.
really, because I said
Because you don't know the reason why. Like, just say it. Cause
I just don't think that. Like, I just think that
Face the camera, please.
black people cause a lot of shit on themselves. That's why I'm feeling sorry for black people. And I'm not from the hood, so of course I'm.
Sorry, go. Sorry.
I'm not gonna understand.
So it don't matter.
So, but I just feel like from what I see, from what I went through when I was growing up, like if black people don't want that shit, they not gonna. I'm not gonna sit here and feel. What, Brittany? What?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I agree with you to a certain extent only. You can't say that to a child that you can't say that to somebody. There's nowadays 10 and 11-year-olds being charged with first-degree murder because of what they see. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they don't bring that on themselves. When you raise the fight, when you raise the kill,
that doesn't make it okay.
It does not make it okay, but it's not.
I grew up in the hood like for a few years of my life.
You can't sit
and
there and say that that's their fault,
Depends on
though.
the age you grew up
When
to.
the child is,
But I'm saying
No, I'm
that's
just
not
saying.
saying that's their fault. But when you have kids having kids at 14, kids who want to do.
But you have your mother and your daddy and your household together. You can't say that. You can't tell somebody that don't got neither parent there. You feel me?
I
Like,
still don't think it's okay.
it's not okay. But at the same time, you can't blame them. So they didn't bring that on themselves.
I'm not blaming anybody.
No, you just said black people bring a lot of stuff on
In some
themselves.
cases they do.
In some cases, that's what I'm saying.
saying.
In some cases they do, but in some cases they don't, because you can't blame a child. All they see is fighting. All they see, if you raised seeing your mom and your daddy living a certain way, you gonna go out there and do what you gotta do to live. You feel me? Especially with poverty.
Hustling, baby. Tell them.
I mean, even though it's not right, it does not make it okay.
Because that's how somebody grew up.
That's why the system fucked up, because they need help. Basically, that's how I feel.
Put me on camera. Give me on camera. Give me on camera real quick.
Oh,
like I'll give you perfect example what she's talking about, because I know exactly what she means. Like what she was saying, like a 14-year-old having a kid, for example. All right, that sounds like a bad thing. You know, it really depends on the person growing up. Is she really mature?
You gotta look at
Nobody mature at 14 is mature enough to have a kid. He's still a child himself.
Let me explain.
Ain't nobody let me explain. I got cut up like 15 times. No, I'm straight. Go ahead on and explain. I'm straight.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll tell you like this.
It's not an upsetting discussion.
I know. I'm not gonna talk about
it. It depends on the family you grew up in. Like if you see like Mexican families, for example, a lot of girls are ready at 14.
I disagree with some stuff he said, but you don't see me getting upset.
But a lot of girls are ready for kids at 14. Most of them ain't.
We all like students.
But the problem at 14 is, if you have a kid, how you gonna raise that kid? What job you gonna work at 14 when you only can work 20 hours a week? These type of things are like the biggest issues that girls at these ages run to, raising kids. Then they gotta, look for their daddy. Their daddy might be some little dude running around screwing half the girls in the school. You gotta find the dad first of all. After you get this.
And some girls seek fathers, seek men through when they don't have a father figure, they cling to men. When you are younger, when you raised in a mother's household, if your mama getting abused and whatever this and that, and you young like that, if a boy tell you he loves you, you gonna take that shit and run with it, because you don't have no man around, nobody to tell you, hey, don't do that. Fathers are very protective of their kids. My daddy is, but if my daddy wasn't there, I feel like I would be a lot not worse than I am, but I'm gonna be doing shit that I'm trying to say, like my father doesn't approve of, because he's not there.
Because you don't have that dad figure there to tell you not to do that. She's very true. Because I can relate directly with what you're saying because of my sisters. My dad got locked up in prison. During my elementary through my middle school years, and my sisters. I told them. I had to step up to the plate, kind of. To play the father role. But that don't work because I'm around their age. They're not gonna listen to me. I'm 1 year older than them. Ain't nobody gonna be listening to my ass. And that's just a true fact, And then on top of that, I'm skinny and short, so they like, fuck you, type nigga, type thing. But make a story short though, if there would have been an older guy present there, a lot of my sisters probably never had no kids. Like she just said a minute ago about girls clinging on to dudes, moving on. That's what two of my sisters did. They did exactly that. And and make it worse, I chased one of the dudes at the house with a gun one time because I ain't like him. But the true fact is, what she's saying is very true. Like I ain't gonna disagree with that. You know, I ain't gonna disagree with that statement, but it's very true. You know, girls do cling on. You know, when girls don't have a dad figure at home, they gonna look for a dad figure somewhere else. You know, whether it's a boyfriend or some pimp on the corner. You know, it's very true.
Morning.
All right.
Hey, get homeboy right here. You want to come in, man? You want to come in? We're doing an interview here, man. We need some quotes here, man.
Elaborate back on.
No, I recognize everything y'all saying, but I've been like, we talk about this shit all the time in my class. I see that it's there, but to me, talking about it, I know it's happening. I'm not going to talk about it. Like, I want to change it. That's what I'm working towards. That's why I want to teach in the inner city school. That's why I'm doing everything that I do in school, because I know it's there, and I don't think it's okay. And it's that, I mean, it's somebody in their life who was out there, who grew up in the hood, grew up in the street, doing this, and this, and then they met somebody that told them you can do better. That's what I want to be, that person that tells them that you can do better. I recognize the shit going on, but I'm not going to sit up here and talk about this shit. It ain't going to change unless somebody make a change.
But you can talk about it and not get upset.
So
I want to be a social worker. You can talk about it and not get upset. How you going to be able to take care of something and help other people when you get upset with the issue? You can't get upset, especially when people that disagree with you.
But I just don't like being cut off when I'm talking. I think that's really rude.
You was upset when I came over here, so
I kept getting cut off every time I said one sentence. I don't like that. That's rude.
You can finish that then.
I'm just saying, that's just my point. I'm not going to sit here and talk about shit that's going on. This ain't like, that's not my goal.
This ain't a class assignment, you know. We just doing the interview.
People talk about it's on the news every day. We see it, black and white crime on the news every day.
Black and white crime? We just talking about black race in general.
That's what I'm saying, but the shit on the news every day. People talk about it every day. These same people that be talking about it, they don't be out there with them little girls. They don't be talking to them little girls, telling them little girls that, you know, it's not okay to get pregnant at 14 just because you grew up around it. Okay, these girls in my church, I teach this class in my church on Wednesday night. These girls come from the project homes behind our church. And they come home, half them girls got kids, all of that, but I'm not going to sit up here and be like, well, even though I know where they come from, they see the shit every day, I'm still going to let them know, you know what, you can do better for yourself. You don't need to do that every day. You don't need to be in the street like that. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. Just because they may not see me every day, if there's somebody positive in your life, there's one thing that they tell you will stick with you.
It is true, but it's going to take a lot more than talking with the new generation coming up. You can tell somebody something. That's true. That's true. You start somewhere, but it's gonna take a lot more than that. And like a lot of people do in the classes. I'm a social work major as well, and they do say like you have advocates, people that's out there in the community doing stuff. You telling the teens something straight up, just being like this and that, you got to gain somebody's trust, for them to trust what you say and build something.
Going out there because you in a group, but I do this shit because I care about them girls. I ain't trying to. And if you can see that somebody care about your future, then you see that shit. When I was in middle school, I wanted to like not go to school because I went to inner city middle school. All them kids, you know, they were so like, oh my God, hood and shit, and that shit was not me, and I was not feeling that shit. But I had my one teacher that was like, you know, even when I went to Paxton, I was the only kid from like the inner city school at this college prep ass school. I wanted to leave school and go back to inner city school, and I had that one teacher that was like, nah, you can do that shit. Like, don't sit up there and make yourself a statistic. And that's been my goal in life, was to not make myself a statistic. And if I can help,
whether you fail or pass.
but I did not want to be a black statistic. No, my neighborhood, the black girls in my neighborhood.
That's the truth.
No, because in my neighborhood where I'm from, all those girls, they dropped out of school and they had a baby.
I'm saying, Reggie, not one of those people. You still.
But no, I didn't want to be that statistic. I did not want to be pregnant at 16, 17, having a baby. I didn't want to do that, and that was my goal in high school. That was my goal until I graduated.